Okay, reasons not to trust the scale. Okay, so let's talk about the scale and why you just shouldn't use it alone to gauge your progress. Okay, because most people use it to see if they're, as a gauge to see whether they're successful or not in their fitness program. Because we can get on the scale, we can see the number, and it can ruin our day, ruin our week, ruin our month, whatever. We can judge ourselves from it as well. It can make you feel like shit, derails all our progress, all the progress we made in the big scheme of things. Okay, so it's important to understand the number and look at the big picture. Okay, because the scale's unreliable. Okay, there's many factors that make the number go up or down. Okay, so the scale is measuring your body weight. It's measuring your total body mass. Okay, it doesn't differentiate between fat and muscle. Okay, and the terms weight loss and fat loss get confused. I mean, they're used interchangeably, but they're actually quite different things. Okay, because I see a lot of people saying, well, I need to lose weight, but actually they don't really. They need to lose fat. Okay, so don't confuse the two. Weight loss, if you don't eat for a couple of days and sit in a sauna, you're going to lose a load of weight. But losing fat can take a little bit more time. Okay, body's a very complex piece of machinery. We know this. And the weight is, it relies on, what you've eaten, the stress you've had, the time of day that you've weighed, where you are in your cycle. All these things, go into, what the weight is on the scale. And when you start eating better and training properly, the chances are you're going to be increasing lean body mass. Okay. And muscle is denser than fat and takes up less room. Okay. So when you first start a workout program, you'll probably gain more muscle than you lose fat. Okay, which is a good thing, as muscle gives you the shape and the curves and also the strength, which makes you feel really good. Okay, so sometimes the scale could go up, and a lot of people see that as a bad thing, but it's not, because you'll have more energy in the day. It'll make you move more in the day. You'll be more active, which you'll have more muscle, you'll burn more calories, and that in the long term, it'll mean, more fat loss over the long term. Okay, so all good stuff. So factors that impact the scale. Okay, if you've had a hard workout for you, the next day you're going to be heavier on the scale, and the reason for that, it's just from inflammation. It's caused by like micro tears in your muscles. So if you've had an intense workout for you, whatever that is, your body will have sort of less definition, and you could be, 1 or 2 pounds heavier. And that's your body. It's just working hard at recovery. It's holding on to fluids to recover. And in a day or two, you'll be back to normal. Okay, so take that into account. Time of the month for women, obviously, is a massive thing, and it does impact the scale. There's certain points in your cycle that your body weight will, go up 1 or 2 pounds, 1 or 2 pounds, and you'll know that because you're probably going to feel a bit more bloated around that time. It's not just at one; it's like 1 or 2 times in your cycle, like 2 or 3 times, 1 or 2 times in your cycle that happens. If you've had an extra salty meal, more sodium, you hold on to water, scale goes up. If you've been having low carbs, even for a couple of days, and then you have a big plate of pasta, you're going to hold on to more water, scale goes up. Okay. If you're new to strength training, I know a lot of you are, when you first start, your body will store more water and nutrients like glycogen. And it does it. It's really clever. It does it so you have enough energy for your workout. Now, as you continue over the weeks and months, continue working out, your body will just sort of rebalance itself, and the water retention will go down. Okay, it'll even itself out in the end. Your body's really clever. And this is a big one. Stress and lack of sleep affects the scale big time. So if you don't sleep enough at night, your body will cling on to weight. Likewise, if you're very stressed, your body will cling on to weight. It's like a survival thing. This is a whole other video to go into. We won't go into that now, but make sure for sleep, make sure over 7 hours sleep, 7 hours plus sleep at least. You've got to try and get that. Anything under that, and that's lack of sleep, right? So 7 hours plus. So what are the alternatives to that? Well, it's alternative to the scale, body measurements and how your body looks. That's why we do body measurements. That's why we take pictures, so we can compare them. You can see your body changing as it goes along. Okay. Also, another big thing people don't look at, how your clothes are fitting. It's a big one because muscle takes up less room than fat does. Obviously, a pound of muscle might take up this much room, and a pound of fat might take up this much room, for example, right? So it's possible you can build muscle and lose fat. Your clothes are feeling looser, even though the scale has stayed the same or it's even going up. So you've got to take that into account as well. So the scale is useful. It is really useful, but you've got to take all those other factors into account as well. Okay, you've got to look at the whole big picture. So it's good to look at sort of general trends over weeks, weeks and months, right? But also, it's important that we also stay honest, because we don't just want to say, oh, yeah, I'm building muscle. Yet you're eating, in reality, you're eating like a kid, or you're totally overeating, right? So we don't want to hide behind it. Of course we don't. And so it's always good, like we can talk through it with me on a clinic, for example, and we can look at all the factors and piece it all together. All right. Because really, the ultimate way to do it is to do underwater weighing. That's the best way to do it. But obviously, that costs thousands to do it, so we don't do that. So it's all good to chat way through it. Oh, and another big one, always overlooked: how do you feel? Because if you've been training, this is massive. You're going to be feeling. The chances are you're going to be feeling better, more positive, happier, more confident. You've got all those feel-good hormones rushing around your body because your body loves exercise, especially strength training, especially strength exercises. It loves it because you literally work all your muscles and your tendon and everything. It's just great because your body loves moving better. It just feels amazing. So always take that into account. How do you feel? And don't just base it on what the numbers on the scale say.